Tim Smith, and I'm here with the wife of Bishop Lonnie Smith of the First Church of Jesus Christ. Her name is Dorothy Smith, and she is the mother of the church. And I really want to thank you, and I appreciate you taking out your time for sitting down with me, helping me out with my school project today.
Glad to do it.
Today we'll be discussing evidentialism, and we've already briefly discussed it. And for the viewing audience, evidentialism is basically no one should believe in a particular thing, particularly pertaining to faith, unless they have the evidence first. And we're going to see how Mother Smith here feels about this. So, do you feel that a person, as far as in faith, would they be in error if they require that they will have the evidence first before they believe?
I feel that they would somewhat be in error in a lot of cases, because there are certain things in the Bible that we have to believe if we are going to believe without the evidence.
And Jesus himself knew that, as the scripture says, that blessed are ye that believe and yet have not seen. Because down through the history of the Bible, there are a lot of things that happened that none of us that are living today were there. So you have to make the choice based on the written word as to whether you believe it or not.
Okay. Now, what I've noticed in the Bible, a lot of people wants to say that people believe first, beforehand, without evidence in certain instances. But what I've noticed that, particularly pertaining to the father of faith, who they attributed to Abraham, that he, in fact, did have evidence. He heard the voice of God, and he acted upon that. So that would be a form of evidence, correct? Would you take that as being a form of evidence?
I would say yes and no, because the prophets of old, of course, they did not have a written word as we do today. And they had conversation with God. Okay, God actually spoke to them. First of all, they would have to believe that this is God is speaking to me, and not some other figure. And then the things that God told them to do, if you do such and such, such and such will happen, they had to believe that. Okay? So they were still making a choice as to whether they were going to believe or not. And there were a lot of people that was disobedient.
Even back in the ancient days.
Okay. So do you feel like for a person it's more like would be considered more like a logical thinker, if they require the evidence first before they believe, would that be in some way not sound as far as in the philosophy of Christianity?
I really don't know how to answer that, because some people are very logical, and it's like, show me the money or I'm not going to believe it. Mm-hmm. Show me the evidence or I will not believe it. What I'm saying is there are many instances in our Christian life where we have to make the choice as to whether we're going to believe or not to believe, because the evidence may not be there until after we have believed in a lot of instances.
Okay. So basically, you're not for evidentialism, in a nutshell.
Not 100% when it comes to Christianity. Now, when it comes to a court of law, you are innocent until you're proven guilty. So you have to have the evidence before someone is convicted.
Okay. Well, I really want to thank you again for taking this time out with me to help me out with my school project, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.